Did you know that in 2025 you can deduct 100% of the cost of a vehicle purchased after January 19, 2025 for use in your trade or business? Well, we'll get into the details, but first I want to tell you about me and my firm. My name is Doug, and I'm a CPA here at George & Company Business Consulting. Now, before starting my practice, I spent nearly 30 years as a staff accountant, a controller, and a chief financial officer working in industry. Like I said, I'm a CPA, but I'm also certified as a business valuation analyst. I am a member of the American Institute and the State Society of CPAs, and I have a Master of Business Administration, MBA, degree in business management. Now, here at my firm, I prepare business and personal tax returns and provide tax planning for both business and individuals. Now, we also do payroll, business valuations, bookkeeping, and accounting, as well as fractional CFO services. That's like financial planning and analysis, cash flow management, and risk analysis. So my goal when starting my firm was to bring a professional level of financial training and expertise to small businesses that have traditionally been prevented from accessing these services because of cost. So I promise my fees are more affordable than you think. Okay, that's enough for the commercial, so let's get back to our topic. So why is it possible to deduct 100% of the cost of a vehicle purchased for use in your trade or business? Well, that's made possible because of the One Big Beautiful Bill, OBBA we'll call from here on. It reinstated 100% bonus depreciation for qualifying assets acquired after January the 19th of this year. Prior to the passage of the OBBA, bonus depreciation had been reduced to 40% for 2025. So now let's talk about the facts and circumstances that must exist to take this deduction. Well, first, you must have a trade or business. Now, that does not mean that you must be a corporation to qualify. A Schedule C filer is a trade or business. For example, independent contractors are considered a trade or business. And the vehicle must be used more than 50% of the time in a trade or business. It's important to understand you can only deduct up to the percentage that you use the vehicle in a business. For example, if you paid $50,000 for a truck and only used it 60% of the time in your business, you can only deduct up to $30,000 of the cost of the truck, plus 60% of any other costs associated with operating the truck in your business. Now, use in a business is defined as traveling from one business location to another. So, for example, traveling from your home to your workplace is not considered business use unless your workplace is a temporary workplace. An example of a temporary workplace would be like, for example, an HVAC repair technician traveling from their home to a customer's house to repair the air conditioner. Second, it's important to understand that there are two methods available to take a deduction for the business use of a vehicle. To qualify for this deduction, you must use the actual expense method. So the standard rate method does not qualify for bonus depreciation, and you cannot switch back and forth between methods. Third, the vehicle cannot be subject to 280F limitations. That's just a fancy way to say that the vehicle cannot be considered a passenger car subject to bonus depreciation limitations. So if the gross vehicle weight is over 6,000 pounds, they are not considered passenger autos and are not subject to the 280F limitations. Now, one final consideration. If you sell or otherwise dispose of the vehicle used in a business sometime in the future, you will be subject to recapture. Now, recapture is taxed at the ordinary income rates. And this can be true even if you don't dispose of the vehicle, but it is no longer used in a business more than 50%. So if you're ever faced with a situation where you're disposing of a business asset, especially if it's involuntary, the rules can get complicated. So it's important to seek the help of a qualified tax professional. Now, I hope you found something useful in this, and I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this, please comment below or reach out to me. Thank you.